Okay, we're talking about mastering lower thirds today because there are a lot of things that we haven't been doing correctly or things that we just need to get everyone on the same page and just kind of make sure everyone understands what the bosses want when it comes to our lower thirds. So the point of lower thirds, to inform viewers, to catch their attention, and to reinforce the brand or franchise. I always like to tell people, imagine your TV is on mute. The lower third story banner super that you are using, is it grabbing people's attention? Is it telling them what the story is? Is it something that they will understand without having the sound on? That's how you should kind of approach, especially story banners, because a lot of the times in today's day and age, people are doing other things, they're looking on their phone, whatever, they're glancing up. The super really tells them, clues them into what we're showing them. When it comes to our story banners or our topical lower thirds, they need to be one line, specific but short, only 4 to 5 words, and not the slug of the story. I cannot express that enough. They don't know the terminologies that we use, the shorthand that we use and things. And when it comes to story banners and topical lower thirds, we have to make sure, again, that they understand what's happening. So here's 2 good examples. Straight line winds caused damage, Bartholomew County. It had the weather authority, everything that we needed in terms of how we like to franchise things, like we talked about in the first slide. And then water main break closes 2 schools. Breaking now, Hendricks County. I can look up, I can see exactly what that's on. I know what that story is. I can understand everything about it. Those are the kind of supers that we want to use. We do unfortunately have some bad habits. Perfect example, Mayor on Angie's List. When it comes to the story, what is the story about? Is he talking about Angie's List? Which, spoiler alert, yes he was. Is he on Angie's List? Is he referring to people? There are many things. This super tells me nothing specific. It is something that we do on both sides. Judges on New Justice Center. What about it? Are they standing on it? Are they in protest of it? Do they support it? Are they angry about it? What? This tells me nothing of the story. This is just almost like a slug line. So we need to get more specific with these. Pretty much we're banning X on Y. So word on Y does not work anymore. We've got to be more specific. We've got to make people understand specifically what this story is about. When it comes to the lower third, things are different per side. So just good things to keep in mind. The live bug, Fox is the left side, CBS is the right side. Courtesy, upper left for Fox, upper right for CBS. The supers default to this, so you really don't have to worry, but it's just so everyone kind of is on the same page. The key thing outside of this, I'm referring to lower thirds only. When we are burning courtesies into video, that goes on the upper left for everyone. That way it's just easier. It's all one way. We don't have to have them doing it specific. So this upper left, upper right only refers to supers when it comes to Fox and CBS. And then location information goes in the first or second tab, depending on breaking news is first tab always, or if you have a franchise that goes there, and then the second tab is the location. Also, when it comes to location, we do the city, comma, the postal abbreviation for the state. If it is a major city, Atlanta, San Francisco, things like that, we do not have to put the state on it. People are very familiar with those. When it comes to cities that are not as common, then we do need to put something below them. Henderson, that's Kentucky. It's my hometown, FYI. We also have some cities that are well known, but there might be 2 of them. Example, Nashville. Are you referring to Nashville, Indiana, or are you referring to Nashville, Tennessee? In those instances, we do need a state on both, just so people understand which we're specifically talking about. And if you ever have a question on that, just talk to your manager and they will kind of let you know how we want to do that. When it comes to name lower thirds, I've been seeing a lot of these when I was going through this, where we have the name on the top, but we don't have a noun on the bottom. If you check your everything you need to know guide, this is how we are supposed to do supers. Bottom line has to have a noun, period. Always need something there. So this one, Craig Humphreys, Humphreys Automotive, does not follow that guideline. All we needed was owner, comma, Humphreys Automotive on the bottom line, and this one would have been fine. This was actually given to us by a reporter, so just because the reporter sends it to you that way doesn't mean it's formatted correctly. Go back and ask them, tell your manager. We will try to track down the noun that needs to be used in this. Ask the question, we will make sure you get the information you need. This was one that was done correctly. Sabrina List, VP of Marketing, 500 Festival. Exactly how I want to do this one. The only exception to this is when it comes to people of title. What I mean by that, a chief of police, a detective, a battalion chief for the fire department. those have specific titles. Mayor, we put those up top, and then on the bottom we put the organization. I am sending everyone a cheat sheet that shows this. If you have any questions, let me know. But one thing that is not considered a specific title is officer. Officer is not a warranted thing. It has to be something that they have earned. Yes, detective is something that they earn, so it does fall under this purview. Also, when it comes to really fast, supers involving sheriff, you put the sheriff on top. On the bottom, we do not use the political party unless we're talking about a political story. If it's the sheriff talking about overcrowding in his jail and fights that have been happening, not needed. But if he's commenting on a political issue, like a new piece of legislation that will give more money to sheriff's departments, and he's arguing why this is good or bad, then maybe we need to. Again, ask your managers. We will discuss that and make sure that we give you the right information. When it comes to political lower thirds, again, I've been seeing some mistakes on this, so I just want to quickly go through this. Todd Young is a senator on the U.S. level, so Senator Todd Young, bottom line, R for Republican in Indiana. Pretty straightforward. Mike Pence, I know that there is a lot of people who debate this, and I know the AP style says one thing, but we do super the vice president in this building. So it'd be Mike Pence on top, R vice president on the bottom. We do not super 3 people. The president, the Pope, and Santa. That is the rule. Those are the 3 people we don't super. Otherwise, everyone else gets a super. If you have a question about how to super someone, first lady, second lady, we've gone through some of those things. Just ask us. We will go through it. But yes, we do super those people. When it comes to the state level, things get a bit trickier. Jim Merritt is a state senator. You do need to write state. If you just write senator, then it's referring to the U.S. Congress. He's not a senator in the U.S. Congress. He's a senator in the Indiana legislature. So state senator, again, R, and then we do not put districts. Anyone does not know what their district is on a given day. I have no clue what districts I sit in. So we pick whatever is the major city in that district. Ask if you're not for sure, ask people around you. I'm working on trying to make up a list, but R, Indianapolis. People understand, okay, he has Indianapolis as his interest. That's who he's focusing on. That's who he's lobbying for. They understand that instead of saying whatever the district number is. Brian Bosma, as well on the state level, he's a representative, but more specifically, he's the Speaker of the House. So State Representative Brian Bosma, just like State Senator Jim Merritt, do similar on the top, just Senator versus Representative. And then the bottom line, again, Republican, House Speaker. He does have an earned title within the legislature. There are several different titles. There's Minority Whip, Majority Whip. There's different ones. Both sides, Republicans and Democrats, have Senate and representative pages that will tell you the different titles. A lot of them we use constantly. If you're not quite sure, just look them up. Their titles are everywhere. They're very proud of these earned titles, so please make sure we're using that. So just kind of as a recap about why we care, supers need to be informative, support the story, grab your attention, and remind of the brand or station. And people are watching. Don't be careless. Think things through when you put in them, and don't be this guy. If you ever aren't sure what to put in, it doesn't matter if it's a location that you're unsure of. It doesn't matter if it's a name thing you're not sure of. Unless you are positive in it, don't put question marks. Don't think I'll come back to that later, because then this will end up on air. Yes, this did actually happen, not here, but just be careful. And that is all we have for supers. Thank you.